Novoshakhtinsk. A Ukrainian drone just penetrated 600 kilometers of Russian airspace and hit a strategic oil refinery. Stay with me because this is not one strike. It is a template for systemic economic collapse. This is not about destroying buildings. This is about destroying a specific capability. The capability to turn crude oil into gasoline, diesel, and jet fuel. More than a dozen major Russian refineries have been hit in the last 90 days, taking at least 15% of Russia's total refining capacity offline. This is infrastructure warfare executed with surgical precision. The strikes are not random. They are coordinated. They are designed to create a specific kind of cascade failure. Russia is one of the world's largest oil producers, but production is not the vulnerability. Refining is the vulnerability. The system that turns useless crude into usable fuel is a network of choke points. Each refinery is a complex of units, but one is primary. The crude distillation unit, or CDU, is the heart of the refinery. If the CDU fails, the entire refinery becomes a collection of useless storage tanks. And these specific units are a product of Western technology, difficult to build, impossible to replace under sanctions. Let's talk about the weapon. Ukraine has developed a new generation of long-range attack drones, some based on designs like the UT-4 Strij. They are not high-tech. They are numerous, cheap, and have a range exceeding 1,000 kilometers. This creates an impossible problem for Russian air defense. The system designed to stop ballistic missiles and fighter jets is now hunting hobby-sized engines. Every Pantsir S-1 missile fired at a $20,000 drone cost over $100,000. This is depletion math. You force the defender to go bankrupt before you run out of ammunition. Let's talk about the targeting. The strikes are not aimed at storage tanks. They are flammable but replaceable. The strikes are aimed specifically at the distillation and catalytic cracking units. These are the components that require foreign technology and specialized parts. Parts that Russia cannot produce and cannot import under the current sanctions regime. Repairing a damaged CDU is not a matter of weeks. It is a matter of months or years, if ever. Each successful strike is not a temporary disruption. It is a permanent degradation of Russia's economic base. Let's talk about the Cascade. The first effect is a drop in gasoline and diesel production. This immediately translates to rising prices at the pump for Russian citizens. The second effect is a choice. Does the shrinking supply of diesel go to the army or to the farmers for the spring planting season? This is not a hypothetical question. It is the reality on the ground in Russia right now. The third effect is the state's response. On March 1st, Russia announced a 6-month ban on gasoline exports. This was not a strategic choice. It was an admission of systemic failure. They are sacrificing export revenue, billions of dollars, to keep the domestic market from collapsing. The integration that made the system efficient is now the integration that makes the damage catastrophic. The fourth effect is global. Russia is forced to import gasoline from its neighbors, like Belarus and Kazakhstan. An energy superpower is now begging for fuel from its clients. This removes supply from the global market, driving up prices for everyone. The United States has publicly asked Ukraine to stop the attacks. They are concerned about rising energy prices in an election year. Ukraine has refused. For Kyiv, this is not a tactical choice. It is a matter of survival. They are attacking the fuel that powers the tanks and jets, destroying their country. This is the logic of asymmetric warfare. You do not attack the enemy's strength. You attack the fragile, complex system that supports that strength. And the attacks are accelerating. On April 2nd, Ukrainian drones reached Tatarstan, 1,300 kilometers from the border. They hit not just a refinery, but a factory producing Shahid drones for Russia. The war's economic front has moved deep inside Russia. From this morning forward, the calculus of this war has changed. This is no longer just a war of attrition on the battlefield. It is a war on the enemy's entire industrial capacity. Here is what this campaign means. It means Ukraine has found a way to impose direct, escalating costs on the Russian state. It means the Kremlin must now choose between its war machine and its domestic economy. And it means the shield of distance that has protected Russia's heartland is now shattered. The war is no longer something happening over there for the average Russian. It is in the price of their gasoline. It is in the shortages at the market. It is in the sound of air defense systems firing over their cities. Ukraine has turned Russia's greatest strength, its geography, into its greatest vulnerability. The cascade has begun. And Novoshakhtinsk is still burning.